can we justify the fact we now import more foreign oil than we did before 9/11? Why are we sending billions of dollars to regimes that turn around and use that money against us? This makes absolutely no sense. And you know, we've done this in previous times. I want to have an Apollo project for clean, renewable energy. Let's put our best minds to work. Let's ask people who've got common sense and good ideas to be part of it. Explain to me why Germany gets more of its electricity from solar power than California. This makes no sense. I was in Nevada yesterday. They've got all this sun, all this vacant land. They could be powering Las Vegas with wind and solar. We could be doing much more with our agricultural sector, with all kinds of biomass for biofuels and biodiesel. Why did we let Brazil get ahead of us, using one of their products, sugarcane, to fuel their cars? America is the innovation nation. Let's start acting like it again. Let's start making these investments. And I'll tell you, here's where I would get the money for a strategic energy fund. I would take the tax subsidies away from the oil companies. They don't need your money to make a profit. It's not only important for our security and for our economy, but it is essential for our environment. We have got to start dealing with global warming and our environmental problems. You know, when I was listening to Juan talk about the air pollution in this beautiful valley, we have got to address that, and you need a president who cares about the fact that so many children living in this valley have asthma. So many people have other illnesses exacerbated by pollution. We're going to have a joint project where we're going to do everything we can when I'm president to drive down the air pollution in the San Joaquin Valley and take care of the health of our children for the starting place. You know, there's so much we can do together if we start looking at the problems we have. I want to get back to evidence-based decision making. I am tired of people making decisions on ideology. You know, anybody can have an opinion. We need to get back to the facts in America about what we do to solve our problems. And another problem we have is the cost of health care in America. And we need quality, affordable health care for everyone. We spend more than $2 trillion and we have 47 million people who are uninsured. But it's not just the people who don't have insurance. You know, I don't hear from them very often. They're too busy waiting in emergency rooms to try to get treated. I hear from people who have insurance except when they really need it, and the insurance company won't pay for what their doctor says they require. Since when should insurance companies second-guess doctors? We're going to have a health care plan that I call the American Health Choices Plan. And it's pretty simple. If you have insurance that you like, then you're fine. You keep it. But if you're uninsured, or you have insurance that doesn't cover a pre-existing condition, or that costs too much and covers too little, we're going to open up the congressional plan for every American. It's a plan with more than 250 choices. It's cheaper than you can get through your employer or in the private market. If it's good enough for Congress, it's good enough for America as far as I'm concerned. But you know, that's not all we're going to do. We're going to modernize our healthcare system. Think about this. You can go online and buy something from Mongolia. You can go to a little machine and get money out of it. I still don't understand how that works. But your doctor and your hospital still keep paper records. We need an electronic medical record that is private, secure, and confidential for every American, so that everything, all of your allergies, all your medications, all your previous history, it'll be in one place. So if you're traveling, you go to a different city, you have a problem, you go to the hospital, they punch in your private code, they've got it out. This is not only going to save time, but it will save, according to independent analysts, about $77 billion a year. Those paper records, you can't read the handwriting. I shadowed a nurse in Las Vegas. I came in at the last 3 hours of her 12-hour shift, and I got to tell you, I was tired. Next time you see a nurse, give that nurse a big hug and a big thank you, because they're working hard every day. We spent 15 minutes trying to read a doctor's handwriting. I don't blame the doctor. Nobody can read my handwriting either. But why would we waste all that time? So we're going to have electronic medical records, and we're going to start paying for prevention. I am tired of having a system that treats sickness instead of encourages wellness. And if we're going to say to any insurance company that wants to do business in America, you have to cover everybody, you have to cover their pre-existing condition, and you've got to pay for prevention. We're going to get healthier, and that'll save us money, and we'll be in a better economic position because of it.